Hi, and welcome back to Secrets in Nature.
You literally skipped a word.
What? I said
You're
hi.
like, welcome back, Secrets in Nature.
I didn't say two.
No, you skipped over the word too.
Hi, welcome to Secrets in Nature.
Hello, and welcome back to Secrets in Nature. My name is Lexi.
And I'm Rachel. It's 22 degrees out today, so lovely day.
Is that?
Yeah.
I thought it was like 15. It feels like 15.
I don't think there's a big difference between 22 and 15.
Well, no, it wasn't a mistake, but we did venture out into the cold world this morning. We went to brunch. We went to an antique store. We got cookies. I got a whole bag of cookies for $5.
Me
$5
too.
doll hairs. I feel like I robbed that lady because they're like gourmet delicious cookies that were
They're
like less
small,
than
though.
$1 a piece.
They're not like huge cookies.
I feel like that video of Debbie Ryan where she's like, I lived a lot of lives today. It scares me to be still. Like, you know that video?
No.
That's me
I know
right
other
now.
videos from her, but not that one.
Strawberry chapstick and taking risks. Those are her beauty secrets. My queen. My boyfriend's obsessed with her. We watched Night Teeth. Not a good movie. I would only recommend.
What is it?
Night Teeth on Netflix.
Oh.
I recommend watching it solely for Sydney Sweeney and Megan Fox. They're in it. But the
Night
rest of the
Teeth.
movie is not good. And Debbie Ryan is in it. And my boyfriend is like, she's so hot. Which she is. Like, we stand. No issues with Debbie Ryan. But he's never seen like the videos where she's cringy, you know? He's never seen any of those.
She's a cringe queen.
But no hate, no judgment.
Hey, she's getting people to talk about her, so.
Strawberry chapstick and taking risks. Anyway.
I'm going to say watermelon chapstick and taking risks.
I'm going to say Burt's Bees pomegranate chapstick and tarot cards. Those are my beauty secrets.
We have something very special today. We are going to do a tarot reading for each other.
For each other? I don't know how to do a tarot reading.
I'll do it for myself and I'll do it for you.
Okay.
Well, we're each going to do one. And we're going to do we're going to ask, what's a good question to ask? Something about
you have to ask a question? I thought I just told your future.
No, you have to ask a question.
Oh gosh. Does
You
it
can
have
ask
to
the
be
question, like,
specific or can it be generic?
No, it can be like, oh, how's my day going to look? Or
That's not juicy.
I was going to say, like, we should do... What the hell is this thing? This thing? I can't figure this
I
mic
hope that
out.
audio sounded good. Jeez.
I can't figure this... that just happened, I think. Oh, because I'm pulling on
Because
it.
you're sitting on it. Should we check that?
No, it wasn't like that the whole time. I think when I leaned over. Okay. I think we should ask, how's 2022 going to go for us?
Okay. Also not the juiciest of questions. When I think of because remember when in like elementary school people would bring like Ouija boards into class and it would
No.
Okay.
Who
Maybe
brought
that
them
was
into
my
class?
class. Like literally there was board game day and some girls brought in like a Ouija board. I don't know who let them have it, but they would always ask like, does Emily have a crush on Jared? And then like everyone would make it say yes and then Emily would get embarrassed. Not that like there isn't Emily, I'm just making that up. But you know what I mean? And that would be like the juicy questions they would ask.
I don't have any juicy questions. My life's not very juicy.
I hope I don't get like a death card or like a... What are the other negative ones? I only know that there's a death card. Well, I don't know if there actually is one. I just think of the Degrassi promo for Shark in the Water. And
did you see that on Twitter?
Yes. because Degrassi's being remade. So everyone brought that promo back and they were like, HBO, you have to...
Wait, what do you mean it's being remade? Like
it's being like a new season with a new cast and new people. And since it's
but
on
isn't it
HBO
always...
Max, I think it's going to be like darker and like not as like not for which like it's dark to begin with. I know. I swear to God, the amount of things I learned growing up from Degrassi were insane.
Yeah, they literally covered everything. Traumatic thing you could go through as a teenager.
Well, not even traumatic. Like I learned about like everything you would like a teenager would need to learn about. That like your parents aren't teaching you.
Maybe it's gonna be less cringy, like better writing.
Also,
because the writing kind of sucks, but it's fine.
We thought it was great back then, though.
Yeah, as a kid, it's
Also, Degrassi was the first time I ever saw a transgender character on a show. So they had that representation down from at a point where there really wasn't any, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what else? I mean, and then they remade it. And it was like Degrassi Next Class.
How I learned what a vibrator was.
Really?
Yeah, remember she brought it to school
I think
with her by accident?
that's where I learned. Yeah,
And it was vibrating in her backpack.
Yes, and it like fell out of her backpack, or was it just making noise in her backpack?
It was making noise.
What else? I feel like we learned so much. And then the next class wasn't as good.
Yeah.
So now I'm hoping that the HBO Max one. Anyway, how did we get into this? Oh, Shark in the Water. They had like the scene where Eli and what's her name were like pulling the tarot cards, and one of them was death.
Oh yeah.
So is there not really a death card?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe. We'll see. Tarot cards.
You gotta take it seriously.
I know. Okay.
I don't know. I don't actually know that.
Universe. What will my 2022 look like? Okay, I like to close my eyes when I do it. I don't know why. I don't think it matters.
Are we doing one card readings or like multiple card readings?
I'm not advanced enough for multiple card readings.
Okay.
I got 6 of Wands. It says, I am proud of what I achieve and accept my rewards. Okay. Now let's go to the little booklet.
Is it like a deeper meaning in there for the card?
Yeah, it gives like an explanation.
This is the card in case the people on the YouTube channel want to see it. These are beautiful. The backs are beautiful. Yeah. These look very wizardy.
They're
Harry Potter.
This deck
vibes.
is Crystal Power Tarot Cards by Jane Wallace. Okay, it means the crystal associated with it is a garnet. And success and acknowledgement. This victorious 6 sees you being greatly appreciated for all your efforts so you can enjoy the feeling of pride and accomplishment. You have directed your energy, time, and passion well. You may also receive a gift or reward such as a certificate, trophy, or other token of public appreciation.
Aww.
Specific meaning for this card in a reading include examination and test success. The 6 also means a yes answer to a question, as does the Ace of Swords. So
you're going to get a participation trophy just for getting through the year.
I'm going to get an award. I don't know for what. I guess that means I'll have a successful year. That's what I'm going to interpret that as, since I'm not going to be taking any. Well, actually, who knows? Maybe I'll do something this year where I'll need to take like an exam or something. I don't know.
Maybe Pilates certification.
Yeah, maybe. I did want to try to become a Pilates teacher.
I scheduled a birth chart reading. This is just like a preview of what's to come this season in case it entices anyone. I did schedule a birth chart reading with Jill, who was on the podcast in the summer a few months ago. And Rachel's going to schedule one too. And we're going to do an episode on our birth chart reading. So we might have to get a little personal with those. All right.
The energy is cleared, so I think.
You really need the visual if you're listening. I'm sorry. Hey, you just added your own energy. The whole point was to cleanse it with my own energy, so it was only for me.
Okay. Do it again. I ruined it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay.
My legs are asleep.
Let us see. What will she pick? You didn't ask the question.
How do you shuffle them?
Oh, I didn't.
You should read the instructions to see if I should do it or you should do it. I guess you should do it. You're the tarot dealer.
Yeah, I think I can still
the
do
reader.
It.
You shuffle so weird.
I don't know how to shuffle.
Just hold them in one hand and then just go.
What?
Oh, I forgot to tell everyone what you said this morning
What did I say?
when we were at brunch. We were sitting at brunch and the coffee bar was behind me and Rachel was like, "Oh, I would love that job. It's just like a bartender but for coffee." I was like, "A barista?"
Whatever. But it looked fun because it was just her behind the counter and she's just like making really cool drinks.
A barista. You can find them in many places.
I know, but whatever.
Hey, I feel like latte art is definitely a thing.
But I think it would be nice if it was just like me behind the bar, not like 20 people like in Starbucks where everyone's like running into each other.
And people are also mean, I feel like. Like if you're at in a family-owned, cute, small coffee shop, people would be a lot nicer than they would be at Starbucks. You couldn't pay me $1 million to work at Starbucks at like 5 in the morning.
Yeah, why would you ever
or like
be
6 in the
mean?
morning when people are like about to go to work and they're rude and the drive-thru is backed up around the freaking building, like in our
If you're rude to
hometown.
Starbucks employees, you need to evaluate.
If you're rude to any service employee, how about that?
Yeah.
Any day now, hon.
Okay, I think it's good. All right. Now I ask you a question.
How is 2022 gonna go for me? I got the 7 of Pentacles. Malachite is the stone.
Ooh.
And it looks like this.
You should describe it.
There are 7. It looks like a pentagram on a rock with malachite in the middle. And it says, I trust my ideas and my direction. I think that resonates already.
Okay. Was it 7?
7.
Okay, this is what it says in the book. I love malachite. I think it's very pretty.
It's green.
Potential growth. Ooh.
Potential?
Depends how much work you put in, I guess. You reflect on your situation and wonder if it's all been worthwhile. The message of the 7 is to keep going, even when you're doubting yourself or your goal. You are on the right track. If you commit and persevere, you will get the rewards you deserve. It may be tempting to feel dissatisfied and look elsewhere, as you have worked hard and invested much time and energy. Appreciate the gains you have made and dedicate yourself. There's much more to come.
That resonates. It really does.
Ooh.
That resonates with like my workout routine. I feel like a lot of the times I'm like, oh my God, I'm doing this for nothing. I'm putting in so much work for nothing. And like when I really think about it, that's not true. And it also I think spiritually that resonates,
Mm-hmm.
So I like that.
Yeah, I like mine too because I definitely want to have like a side income this year, and a couple of my ideas do require like a certification or course or something. So maybe that's a sign that it's gonna happen and I'm gonna do it.
It also said I'm on the right track, which is what 1, 2, 3, 4 means, right?
Yeah.
Love it. Love to see it.
Tarot is so fun.
You got to get more advanced so we can get into those
I know.
multiple card readings.
I know. So why don't you tell us?
No, I hate technology and I'm so mad. Okay, that's all. I have to get that off my chest. We needed a producer or an editor or something. We need someone.
Zero income.
We need a volunteer.
Well,
what you will get out of it is we will write you a pristine letter of recommendation to your future employer. That's what you'll get out of working for us. I'm a great writer. I'll write you a phenomenal letter.
Okay. We'll have to think about that in the future.
Now I have to repeat my announcement. And my announcement is that I'm proudly displaying a gold hoop in between my 2 silver hoops.
It looks lovely, even though I can't tell that it's gold.
It absolutely does look gold.
It looks not gold.
No, you just can't tell because there's silver stones on it. But yeah. I'm on the road to becoming the bitch that can do both.
I feel like yours does not look gold.
It's gold underneath the silver stones. Just let me chug along here on the road to being my most confident color mixing version of myself with the jewelry.
Okay.
Thank you.
You can take one of my gold earrings.
I have gold earrings.
Okay. So why don't you tell us about your experience with Laura?
I would be happy to repeat my experience with Laura. We already recorded part 2 of this episode, so I'm good and cranky, but I'll lighten up. So in case you missed it, we had a really good interview a few months ago with Laura, who owns a wellness center in Haddonfield, New Jersey, and it's called Root and Restore. And we had a great conversation about, on the podcast, in case you didn't listen to the episode, we had a great conversation about our body's innate ability to communicate with us, let us know when something's wrong, why you should look for the root of your health problems rather than just like putting getting an easy solution for it, which is like a lot of what Western medicine does. And I decided to go to her clinic for my eczema because I was really, really interested in her practice and the idea of muscle testing. And I didn't want to just go to a dermatologist and get a steroid, which is what they gave Rachel when she went for her eczema. So I went to Laura's practice, and I was blown away by what happened. Because, like, I don't know, like, about you, but when we interviewed her, she was explaining the concept of muscle testing to us, and like, since I didn't really have a visual, I still didn't really understand what you meant by it.
It's something you have to experience.
So I experienced it, and I was completely blown away. And basically, she just uses her like, how would you say it? She's trained to find which organs in your body are stressed, and then goes from there.
She knows where to touch you.
She knows where to touch you and what to look for. And I really would explain what happened, but I don't even think it would do it justice. It was like I was laying on her table and I had my arm extended and she was pushing down on my arm and I had to match her pressure. And depending on where on my body she was she was like hardly touching them. So it's so complicated. It's so hard for me to explain. And it, even like being there, I was like, this makes no sense, but it was just happening. So I had to believe it. And it's like, depending on which organ she's focusing on, like my arm just couldn't match her pressure. And that's how she knew which of my organs were stressed. And I guess when you find out which organs in your body are stressed, then, like when certain organs are stressed, it can manifest in different ways. So for me, like I could have stressed organs that are manifesting as eczema. So we're getting to the root of the problem here. So I found out I have a stressed out thyroid, and she gave me 2 dietary supplements, which are not medications. They're literally just like herbs in capsules, and I'm taking them now. So stay tuned. She did say that eczema was the hardest, most stubborn thing to get rid of course. But, yeah, I'm very excited and open to the idea of this approach versus going to a dermatologist.
Yeah, I can't wait to see if it goes away for you, too.
What a shame. We did. When I told the story the first time, I was trying to, like, do it on Rachel's body, and it wasn't. We were like, we are not certified, so this is not going to work if we do it to each other. Muscle testing.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting.
Laura is a clinically trained nutrition response testing practitioner or something. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, if she cures you, I'm gonna have to go see her. My eczema is not too bad right now, so I feel like I should wait till I have a flare up, because I guess that's when my organ will be the most stressed.
And yeah, that's a good point. Wait for a flare up and so it's like very clear to read.
Yeah.
But I also was telling Rachel, I cannot remember the last time I've been to a regular doctor, like a regular primary care doctor.
Yeah, same.
Cannot pinpoint. I've been to like the gynecologist in the last few years, obviously, because
I had to go to urgent care for a sprained ankle.
I've been to urgent care for like being sick, but I haven't been to like a doctor.
Same. I have
for
to
a
go to
checkup.
the allergist soon because my inhaler's almost out, and I will die without my inhaler. So,
well, please go
kind of
get
need
it.
to go.
I did ask my gynecologist if like people treat her as a PCP, because I just like cannot be bothered with a real doctor. I'm like, who has time for that? I barely have time to go to like, I don't know. I barely have time to go to one yearly annual appointment.
I know, and I always feel like they're just like, check your vitals, and they're like, you're good.
Yeah.
Bye. And I'm like, great. I paid like $30 for nothing.
So I'm very excited about this new wellness journey. I wouldn't call it a wellness journey. I'm very excited to get to the root of these problems.
Oh, we have our first sponsor. It's Neutrogena. I'm just kidding.
No, it's not.
But I really wanted to rave about this because I wanted Lexi to try it. It's like the best hand cream I've found so far.
See, this is what Laura would call a Band-Aid for your skin.
Well, it's not steroids. It's just like to moisturize your skin.
Get to me now.
I'm
I was
almost
wondering why
out.
you're holding this in your hand, that you're ready to show it. Like,
Okay, it's the Norwegian formula, fragrance free. It's the bestest. Because if you have eczema on your
it's
hands,
the bestest?
yeah, it's the
Is
best.
that what it is?
If you have eczema on your hands, most hand creams sting the shit out of it.
Remember in our first episode when you said the word funner? At the diner with my grandparents and my brother yesterday, and I asked the waitress for non-dairy milk, and everyone roasted me. And they were like, oh my God, you're so difficult.
Oh my god!
As soon
oat
as she
milk?
said no, I was like, oh my God, it's totally fine. I'll suffer through the half and half today. That's totally fine.
Oat milk is far superior to all of the non-dairy milk.
Hot girls drink oat milk. Hot girls get oat milk in their coffee and cream cheese on their bagel.
One's dairy, one's not. The place we're at today, it was like an actual bar looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
But she was making, obviously, coffee drinks and not.
Well, you did already say that when you use your bar cart, you don't want it to be a bar cart, you want it to be a coffee cart, which I
like
love.
the cutest bar cart. Yeah, I don't really drink alcohol often. So I was like, why would I put, there's be like 2 bottles of wine and maybe a bottle of rum. That's it. So like, I figure, why not use it for tea? Because I have so much tea and coffee. Did we say what drink we had? Because I have to recommend it.
Oh yeah, I want to learn how to make it myself at home. We had lavender oat milk lattes, and we also added honey.
I can make them at home because I have lavender syrup, but it's just so good. And so what I do is I
Syrup.
do syrup.
Syrup.
That's how I say it. Okay. So I do like the shot of espresso and I put the honey in the little cup.
First, before the
Yeah, so it
espresso.
like melts because, honey, not great with mixing. Unless it's a hot drink. But if you want like an iced drink, then I would recommend putting the honey first at the bottom of the shot glass where you're putting the espresso. Then put the espresso, well, foam your milk with your lavender simple syrup and then mix it together with your oat milk. Well, yeah, I described that so badly.
Rachel cannot be a barista. That's your update.
You know what? I'm good at making drinks. I can make a mean cappuccino.
It's fine, Rachel. Like, part of life is also eliminating what you can't do.
Okay, maybe I can't describe it, but I can make it. I've made people cappuccinos. And
She'll
they say
make
they're
it for you.
so
Just don't ask her to
good.
tell her how. Don't ask her to tell you how.
It's so good. Okay, my favorite really easy one is the honey with the shot of espresso. And I literally just do it in a teacup. And then I have the Nespresso foamer thing. What is that called?
A milk frother?
Milk frother. And so I put this non-dairy. It's so good. It's half coconut milk, half oat milk. It's a creamer. I think it's by Silk. And I put that in. And then maybe I'll put some cinnamon or something. Froth that up. Froths real nice. Because most non-dairy milks do not froth nice. And then I pour that on top and it like touches the rim of or it's like goes all the way to the top of the teacup. And it's perfection. That's what I recommend.
Thank you for sharing that.
That's my go-to. I don't like a big ass thing of coffee. No, thank you.
I feel like the foundation of being a successful adult in 2022 is needing a milk frother and an air fryer. And you're
Yeah.
set up for success.
Honestly, if you don't have like an Nespresso, I recommend the milk frother. I got like one of the handheld ones off Amazon, and it's fine. But just like being able to turn it on and walk away and let it do its thing, and you can do it hot or cold. It's the best.
Yeah, the cold foam is where it's at for me.
Yeah.
I do like the cold foam.
Because that's nice. So yeah, and it also heats up the milk because. Okay, I could talk forever about coffee.
I
Let's move on. Okay.
That was me. My laugh was a polite, like,
I know
moving
your
on.
face. I know your faces.
Listen to me. If we let one more episode pass us by where I do not speak of this NASA telescope, that I will be very upset. There will be hell to pay.
Okay, you can talk about it.
And it's been so long. This telescope launched on Christmas Day. Oh, it's been like almost a month.
Well,
What date is it right now? Is it the
it's
end of
been 2
January?
weeks. It's the 15th.
Oh, it's the middle
Well,
of January.
I guess no. It's been like
In my head, Valentine's Day is
20
next
days.
week.
or like 22 days.
It feels like it's the end of January. But at the same time, it also feels like it's September of 2021 still. You know what I mean?
It doesn't feel like September outside. It's 22
September,
degrees.
but a lot colder.
Okay, so tell me about this telescope. You know you have for like
I would love
10
to.
times.
Okay, I'll keep it short and sweet. NASA dropped a telescope. I'm saying it like they dropped a mixtape. They launched a telescope. And I am not a scientist, nor did I read this article. This is me summarizing my boyfriend's summary of this article. So
I love how you have it open, but you just haven't read it. It's not even long.
I have it open.
It's like 1 page.
I have it open to put in the show notes of this episode so that somebody listening to this or watching this could read it for themselves. And if I'm wrong about something, I'm really sorry, but this is my summary. Because the way I'm going to summarize it to make it make sense is my own words. But anyway.
Yeah, that's usually how you summarize things.
A paraphrase, if you will. Okay, so the goal of this telescope is to literally see into the past, into the first ever galaxies that came from the Big Bang. And you know how the way that like my brain came to this conclusion, you know how you look at the sky and you're technically looking at the past already because it takes that long for the light to get to us. Mm-hmm. Like by the time certain stars, by the time their light gets to us, they're already dead, usually.
Yeah, like the original source of the light is already gone.
Correct. That's how long it takes. So that is like the best way I can describe, like that's how this telescope is looking into the past. Like it's such a good telescope that it's looking like that, but way further. And like things like something that does not even remotely exist anymore. It's from billions of years ago. But this telescope is able to see it because the light still is still traveling to us because it's so far away, if that makes sense. So this telescope is able to do that, and it's literally able to see into the past. And Grayson. And I also read on an article from Barstool, which I'm debating whether or not to put in the show notes because do we really want to cite from Barstool? I don't know. But, and I also don't know how accurate this is, but it was saying like NASA was like getting together like a group of theologists and they were trying to figure out how they were going to break it to the public if they found something crazy. Wow. Which I don't even know if I buy into because you're telling me no one knows about anything yet. Yeah, right.
I hope they find something crazy and they tell us about it. Maybe it'll distract us from the shit show that's happening on planet Earth.
I would love to be distracted.
Okay.
That's all, folks.
That's very interesting. Thank you for sharing.
I hope I did that justice. Please read the actual article.
Next on our list, we want to talk about auras, which we have talked about in the past on our Sedona episode, because when we got our Reiki healing, she also told us what our auras look
Reiki
like.
healing? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh.
Reiki.
Well, it wasn't called that.
Was
it Reiki? Would you consider that Reiki?
Reiki?
Yeah, you're
She's
right.
doing energy.
It was a vortex healing, which if you haven't listened to our Sedona episode, that has the most listens. It's a good one.
We should go back just to record.
We're going to go back for the content.
Okay. Well.
But yeah, Victoria, the girl that did our vortex healing, could see auras, and she told us that our auras were actually different before versus after the healing, so they can change. Well, they do change all the time.
It fascinates me how people can see auras, but anyway,
you can like teach yourself to apparently.
Yeah. Well, I looked up a video. Well, I just found it on YouTube of said guru. Talking about auras, and how he described it, his like definition was every substance on the planet has a certain field of energy around it, and part of our energy does not manifest into physical form but still has a form, which would be an aura. The physical, mental, emotional, and energy status of who you are right now is represented by your aura, so it's constantly changing pretty much. And he went on to just say basically that an aura is even more superficial than the skin, and we shouldn't concern ourselves with surface level. I don't know why I said we should. Okay. And we shouldn't concern ourselves with surface level things. We should focus on the core.
So, yeah, I guess the aura would be like the most surface level of your being you could possibly be.
Exactly.
That's so interesting. That's a very interesting take on it. I never heard that. Because I always thought, like, I guess, like, who you are in your core, like, radiates and, like, manifests as your aura. But I guess if it's always changing, then that wouldn't really be true.
Yeah, because it's, like, your mental, emotional, and energy status. That's what he said. So, like, that's always changing.
That could be anything. Like, you could just be having a shitty day.
Yeah.
And, like, wow, it's more of a surface level thing. Or what was it? More material. What was the word you used?
Surface level.
No.
Superficial.
Superficial. More superficial than your skin. That's crazy. Yeah. Wow.
And he also said that New Age stuff tends to say a lot of false narratives about it.
Yeah.
He didn't go into details. But.
Well, that does make sense. And I think they get into this in my Alphabet versus the Goddess book. Highly recommend. I'm gonna talk about that book a lot when we talk about we're getting birth chart readings from Jill. I've had one before, but I'm getting another one. I haven't had one in like 5 years, and Rachel's gonna get one too, and we are gonna do an episode about that. We're gonna have to get a little personal there. But I did have something from that book that I wanted to bring up when we talk about astrology again on the podcast. But I do think it's interesting that like there's like the two sides of spirituality, and like the New Age spirituality is very like ascension, like I want to be my highest self, I want to be psychic, I want to astral project, like whatever. And I'm totally into all that stuff, like don't get me wrong, but like the other side of it, like the feminine side, is very like be in your body, be grounded, be with the earth, be like in your womb, like stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it makes sense that like somebody like said guru would be much more like be preaching way more on the feminine side.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Basically, it was just like, don't waste your time trying to read people's auras because it doesn't really matter.
And it's so enticing too, because then you do see like the videos where it's like, teach yourself how to read auras. Like you can see your own aura if you just like look between your fingers and stuff. And it really is so enticing.
Yeah.
But there's more important things to be preoccupied with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what he was saying. Like if you're going to spend your time trying to like learn something, that's not the thing that you really want to,
like you're not getting to know a person if you're seeing their aura, basically.
It's just something fun to do, I guess. Like,
I mean, it definitely would be a badass thing to be able to say, like, I can see auras, but
yeah, I just thought that was interesting.
It's a hot take. I like it.
Some people, talk about it like it's the best thing ever, and he just had a different perspective on it.
I like it. The reason why I wanted to talk about auras was because I was listening to Sahara Rose's podcast the other day, and they were talking about how closely interconnected auras are with colors and like your chakras. So the color of your aura is a reflection of the most activated chakras in that moment, which makes sense because, as you were saying, aura colors can change frequently. And I also heard them say on the podcast that the colors we're most drawn to in a certain period of time might be an indication of the color of the chakra that we really need to open. So it's like our subconscious's way of telling us that we need to pay attention to it. And if you like think about the colors that you're like drawn to right now, I think that's really interesting. So like what colors are you drawn to right now?
I would say blue.
Like what
different
kind
shades
of blue?
Oh. Like
blue's one for me too.
Turquoise, like lighter shades mixed with a little green.
Yeah, I think I'm drawn to like icy blue. I have been for the past few years of my life. And blue is the throat chakra color. So I don't know. I mean, we also didn't talk about the meditation we did.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, before we talk about that, like if I look at it, I think the colors I'm drawn to right now are like mint green, which I think is explainable because it's the color of our podcast, or like our podcast logo, but mint green, and then like icy blue, and blue is the color of your throat chakra. And I don't think I'm like, I have like a closed throat chakra. However, when we were in Sedona, we really opened up to Victoria, the vortex healing girl, about like both of our experiences with that. Did she talk about that? About how did that come up when we were talking about it with her, like the throat chakra, or were we not talking about that when we were just talking about our personalities in general? Do you remember?
No.
You're looking at me like I'm crazy. Like I just remember I opened up to her and I said like, I'm much more confident and like authentic.
Oh yeah, you just talked about this.
And then it got deleted.
Oh.
Jesus. I opened up to her and I was talking about how I'm much more confident and authentic and willing to like speak my mind with people I don't know. And I get more like insecure and like my guard goes up a little bit more around people that know me really well. And you told her you were the opposite.
Yeah.
Like you're much more confident around people that do know you and then more reserved around people that you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's interesting because neither one of them that means that you have like chakra issues. I don't think. I don't know.
I think it's just a difference of personality, maybe.
It's a personality thing.
Also, I have social anxiety, so that plays a part. And I feel like I've been drawn to my bedroom. Has a lot of coral in it, and like orange colors, warm colors.
Sacral chakra vibes.
Yeah.
It's like your creativity.
Yeah. It just makes me feel warm and cozy inside.
That color does. What's the color of your screensaver?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, like the orange colors and coral and like pinks and reds, that kind of stuff.
We should talk about the meditation we did.
We should. We did a meditation. It was more like a visualization meditation.
Yeah, it was like a 30-minute long guided meditation.
Yeah. And we had to visualize all this stuff, and then those things have meanings to them, like why they came up for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to see like where our power was coming from, like which chakra.
Like where our energy was like coming out of in our bodies.
And mine was throat.
Which I think is fascinating that it was coming from your throat.
Why?
Because like I just didn't feel that at all. So I just think that's interesting. Mine was coming from my stomach, which would be like your solar plexus chakra. And I looked it up and that is like an indication of like confidence, I think. So I'll take it.
I did not look up the throat one. I don't know why. I just forgot to. But there's other things that we had to visualize. And it was really interesting how it all kind of, and they give you like certain messages. I don't know. It's like when you hear about it before you do it, I was nervous. I was like, I'm not going to get messages. I'm not going to like see anything. What if I'm just like, I don't know what's going on in my head? But I did. I did see things and I got messages. What tree did you see? We had to visualize a tree.
A weeping willow, 100%. Really? Too? No, but a weeping willow is like the only tree I've ever been like truly drawn to.
Yeah, there's probably other trees. I just don't know the names of them.
Yeah.
That like blossom and stuff in the spring.
But I always visualize a weeping willow to be like out front of my future house.
My aunt had a weeping willow in her backyard in her first house. I remember as a child, I would like love climbing it and I love sitting in it because it kind of
like there's like a curtain around
goes
you.
around you and you feel like you're in like this little world.
They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
It also sounds like when we were like, oh, we did a meditation. It sounds like that's what we do when we hang out. We like sit next to each other and meditate. We did it separately. I did it at my house and Rachel did it at her house
at different times.
And we were on FaceTime the whole time. No, I'm just kidding. We FaceTimed each other and just did it together. No, we didn't do that. But I did just think it was interesting that to think of it as like the colors you're drawn to in a specific moment in time might mean something corresponding to your aura or your energy. I also think like when you're a kid and like I feel like I've never had the same color for more than like 1 year. I feel like every year I had a new favorite color, you know?
Mm-hmm. No. I don't know if I've had... I think red when I was a kid was my favorite color.
Yeah, I think of red when I think of your favorite color to this day because it was your favorite color as a kid.
But I really like blues and greens too. Like different shades, so it just depends.
Yeah. And I also like, were you like this? I feel like when you're a kid, your favorite color is like your whole personality. Like you're just dying. You want so badly for someone to ask you your favorite color. Or was that just me?
I don't know. I wasn't really a favorite person. I didn't have strong favorites.
I was like the person that would just, I was like the kid that would just write in her notebook, like, my favorite color is blue. My favorite food is tacos. My favorite animal is a giraffe.
We had this book. What was it called? Coke or Pepsi?
Yes!
I still have it.
We filled it in together on the bus. Obsessed.
Multiple times we filled it in.
Maybe I've just loved talking about myself from an early age.
We should read about it on the podcast.
We should read it. We should read it out loud what we wrote. It would be like your favorite. It would be like this or that. Or like your favorite. Yeah. Right? You would like, yeah.
Favorite food, favorite TV show, favorite song, like all that stuff. But I don't really have a favorite. There's just so many pretty your colors.
Favorite, like you know, like different things will just catch your eye. Like you'll be in a store and certain colors will just start catching your eye.
Yeah.
Like I definitely went through like a phase where like things that were icy blue, an icy blue color always would catch my eye, and now I feel like it's more like green and sage and like mint green.
Yeah, I love those colors too.
I love them.
Or like lavender. That's really pretty. Ooh, you know what's interesting? What color you painted your walls when you were a kid.
That's a good one.
That says a lot about you, I feel like.
I mean, first my walls were hot pink. And which I feel like was definitely like...
No, they were pale pink first.
Yeah, but I didn't choose that. My mom just did that when I was too young to speak up for myself. And then I painted them hot pink, and then I painted it blue. And that's what it is now. My childhood bedroom.
Yeah. I don't think I was really ever allowed to paint my room. So it was always pale yellow. And then...
Yeah.
No, wait, I did paint it once in high school.
You did? It was like light pink.
No, it wasn't pink. It was
like a pale pink.
It was taupe.
Like pale pink, I thought it was.
It was like more like a pale.
What is it now, white?
Yeah, right now it's white. I painted it white like a couple years ago. Or 2 years ago, maybe. And what was it? It was like a taupey color with like purple undertones.
Yeah, I remember.
Like a super light gray with purple undertones.
You've always been a minimalist.
I'm really not, though.
Now her walls are white.
I don't know. I guess in high school, that color.
I also wanted so badly to be the lime green wall.
I wanted lime green wall. Thank
and
God.
My mom said no, and thank God she said no.
That would have been.
But I wanted that really, really badly.
I think I just liked more relaxing colors.
I'm obsessed with the TikToks that are like what your childhood bedroom says about you. Cause like mine, I don't use the blue walls because I feel like I was more like I was older when I did that. Mm-hmm. But like the peak of like my tween teenage like self that was just unapologetic and horrifying. Which is like that's like your peak cringiness is when you're unapologetically horrifying. Like you know what I mean? Yeah. And my walls were hot pink and I had like the zebra blanket. You know?
Yeah. Mine was never really that crazy.
And that shows up in all of the TikToks. All the TikToks have the hot pink zebra bedroom. And I feel like it was something like, you're rich and you have daddy issues, which like was not true for me, but it was like something, or you were like the bully. It was something like way
or
too
cheerleader.
Dramatic. Or the cheerleader.
Mine it was literally white furniture. It was first the really pale yellow walls and then the taupey colored walls. And when I did have a carpet in my room, it was like a sage green carpet. And then I got laminate, like a wood color, and had a really dark purple carpet.
Because you're allergic to the carpet?
Yeah, because I have really bad allergies, so I didn't want carpet in my room anymore. I forget what year I did that. I was pretty young. And then what was my comforter? How can I not remember?
I feel like you had a lime green comforter at one point.
I might have.
Or like a blanket, maybe. It was like a fuzzy blanket.
I don't remember. I had a white comforter at one point. I didn't really have crazy colors in my room at all. I don't know why. I guess I wasn't like... I don't know.
Remember the teal and brown combo?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I just liked...
Or like Paris
subtle.
Themed was like one.
I didn't have a theme in my bedroom. I don't know. What does that say about me?
She was different from the beginning. She's not like other girls. Okay, we can wrap this up.
Yeah. Okay.
My feet are falling asleep. So next week we have an interview we're very excited about, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you write us a review on Apple Podcasts, please.
Yes,
write
please write us a
something
review.
We both just went up with our wits at the same time. I hate technology. That is the end. Goodbye. I'm just kidding. I do hate technology, though.
I hope your 2022 is going great so far.
And if you are unsure about how it's going to go, hit up Rachel and she'll give you a tarot reading and tell you how it's going to go.
Yes, I'm the one hit up for that. Have a good day, night, afternoon, wherever you are.
And we will see you next Friday.
Bye.
Bye.